pregnant with the young master's child for my mother's revenge. My mother used to be a nanny for the Liu family. One day, by accident, she broke an expensive bottle of perfume. Hannah Liu, the young mistress of the Liu family, in a fit of rage, pushed her down the stairs to her death. To manage public opinion, they fabricated a story, claiming my mother had stolen something and, fearing arrest, jumped to her death. 4 years later, carrying the child of young Master Liu, I boldly stepped into their home. Don't think that being pregnant with my brother's child means you can marry into this prestigious family. A mere servant dares to seduce the master? Hannah Liu glared at my belly, her eyes burning like a man-eating witch. I recoiled 2 steps, my voice trembling. Miss Liu, I didn't mean it that way. I initially intended to abort, but Grandma wouldn't allow it. Hearing this, her anger flared. She raised her hand and slapped me across the face. You wretched woman, don't think I don't know what you're plotting. You want to use this child to climb high, to become Mrs. Liu later? Dream on. As long as I'm here, the Liu family will never tolerate a despicable woman like you. Ethan Liu stood by, watching lazily. Sister, that's enough. Grandma insisted she keep the baby. After she gives birth, she'll receive a sum of money, and the child will have nothing to do with her. Just think of her as a surrogate I hired. Hannah Liu's expression softened slightly at Ethan's words, but she still snarled. Did you hear that clearly? You're merely a tool to bear my brother's child. Don't harbor any wild fantasies, or I'll make sure you die. She pushed me hard. I knew she still wanted to kill me and this baby. This Hannah Liu was a twisted, obsessive brother worshipper. Her possessiveness over Ethan went far beyond the normal bounds of siblings. Because Ethan's mother died not long after giving birth to him, Hannah was the one who directly raised him. Though called siblings, their relationship was more like mother and child. Hannah, for her brother's sake, never dated. She was headstrong and arrogant, disliking men of her own class and men beneath it. Thus, time passed, and she remained unmarried well into her 40s. Later, Ethan's father also passed away, and the power of the Liu group fell into her hands. She couldn't bear to relinquish power, nor could she let go of her brother. She remained unmarried and forbade her brother from marrying. That's why Grandma Liu insisted I keep this baby. She feared that if Hannah continued her madness, the Liu family line would end. I used the push to stumble and fall to the ground, clutching my belly and crying out in pain. Ethan startled, rushing to help me up. Hannah immediately flew into a rage, grabbing Ethan to prevent him from assisting me. You foul woman, what are you pretending? She fell on her own. Grandma Liu appeared just in time. Seeing us, she frowned. Ethan, why aren't you helping her up? What if the baby is hurt? She then shot a disapproving glance at Hannah. Hannah, temper your hot-headedness. If the Liu family's bloodline is harmed, would you still be worthy of your deceased parents? Ethan helped me up, forcing a smile for Grandma. Grandma, it's a misunderstanding. Chloe just fell accidentally. It has nothing to do with my sister. Hannah Liu smugly raised an eyebrow at me. See? I'm still the one Ethan cares about most. But she failed to notice the look of profound guilt in Ethan's eyes as he glanced at me. Under Grandma's command, Ethan escorted me back to my room. The door had barely closed when he immediately embraced me, his voice gentle and coaxing. Chloe, are you still hurting? Do we need to call a doctor? I shook my head. No, I'm fine. I was very careful not to hurt the baby. I cried because I was afraid she'd hit me again. Ethan looked at my obedient demeanor, finally showing a hint of tenderness. Chloe, I'm sorry, but she's still my sister. Could you give in to her a little? I nestled obediently into his arms, my eyes cold, but my voice exceptionally soft. Yes, I know, but I'm so scared. Scared she'll harm our child. He assured me, no, she won't dare with Grandma and me here. Don't worry. After you give birth, I'll send you abroad. I'll visit you every month, all right. My eyes reddened as I looked at him, as if trying to suppress my grievances, and nodded. I only feel sorry for you. It's so hard to have a child of your own. My words deeply moved him. Through his eyes, I saw my own manipulative reflection. He bent down to kiss me. I forced down the wave of nausea churning inside me and returned his kiss. But after only 3 seconds, I pushed him away, rushing to the bathroom to throw up violently, wishing I could empty my entire stomach. Every time he kissed me, I felt an intense disgust. Before, I could only endure, but now, being pregnant gave me a legitimate reason to refuse. "Chloe, are you okay?" he called, knocking on the door. "I'm fine. The doctor said it's just normal morning sickness," I replied after washing my face and emerging. He tenderly stroked my belly, playfully scolding the unborn child. "You naughty boy, don't bother mommy or daddy will spank your bottom." I chuckled, pushing his hand away gently. "Don't scare him." He flashed a happy smile, embracing me, taking a deep breath of my hair. "Chloe, you smell so lovely," he whispered affectionately. I almost threw up again. Fortunately, Hannah Lou knocked on the door. "Ethan, what are you doing in there? Come out and go shopping with your sister." Ethan released me, annoyance evident in his eyes. I nodded to him, my voice soft. "Go on, or she'll get angry again." Ethan reluctantly went to open the door. Hannah Lou's gaze sharpened, filled with murderous intent as she saw me. I guessed Grandma must have just scolded her. She deliberately hooked her arm through Ethan's, displaying her authority towards me. "You're just a baby-making tool, remember your place. Otherwise." She raised her hand, miming a gunshot at me. Only when she saw me flinch in fear did she smile triumphantly, linking arms with Ethan and leaving. As the door closed, I quickly dropped my weak, pitiful act. I looked in the mirror at a completely unfamiliar face, my eyes now several shades colder. This wasn't the face my mother had given me. This was an artificial product, created after countless surgeries. I had erased all traces of my past, transforming from Ava Nguyen to Chloe Hu. I caressed my swelling belly, speaking in a voice only I could hear. "Mother, please protect me so I can give birth to this child safely. I can't seek justice for you in a normal way, but don't worry, I'll soon send your murderers to meet you." My mother was once a maid for the Liu family. She relied on her meager salary to raise me and send me to school. When I was 5 or 6, my father died and Grandma Liu, my paternal grandmother, not Ethan's, evicted us from our home. No matter how hard or tired she was, my mother never complained to me. She always said I wasn't her burden, but her hope. Because of me, all her hardships were worth it. Though uneducated, my mother strongly supported my studies. She said she had suffered because of her lack of education, only able to earn money through arduous labor. She hoped I could study to change my destiny. I didn't disappoint her, getting accepted into a top national university. That day, my mother took a leave from work to celebrate with me. But when I met her, she had become a cold corpse, her face completely disfigured. The Liu family even slandered her, claiming she stole something and, when exposed, jumped from a building to commit suicide. There were no surveillance cameras, no witnesses, and with the Liu family's power, the case went nowhere. But my mother was a person so upright she was almost old-fashioned. She'd report money found on the street to the police. How could she steal? And she definitely wouldn't jump from a building because she knew I was waiting for her. She wouldn't break her promise. I didn't believe it, so I kept appealing, hoping for a fair outcome. It was then that Hannah Lou found me. She sent people to beat me in a sack, threatening me that if I continued to make trouble, she would throw me into the sea for the fish. I vividly remember her heavily made-up, arrogant, unparalleled face. "Young girl, full of spirit, that's fine, but you must learn to face reality. The Liu family is not something you can touch. Be smart, take your mother's compensation, study hard, and in the future, you can even work for the Liu family company, carrying on your mother's legacy." I did as she suggested. I followed in my mother's footsteps, becoming a maid for the Liu family, but I wasn't here to work. I was here for them to pay their blood debt with blood. Grandma Liu was uneasy about the baby in my belly, so she called the family doctor to examine me. The doctor said my emotional fluctuations were too severe, showing signs of miscarriage. Worried, Grandma called Ethan home, instructing him to stay by my side more. She also told the 2 maids in the house to take careful care of me. "Ethan, you must stay by Chloe's side more during this time. You're about to be a father. You can't just play around anymore." She said these words for Hannah's benefit. Ethan agreed. Hannah Lou's face was grim. I knew she couldn't control herself any longer. Sure enough, the next morning my breakfast had been tampered with. Although the smell of the medicine was very faint, after becoming pregnant, my sense of smell was much sharper than usual. I could detect even the slightest change in food. I called the family doctor and asked him to take it for testing. The doctor found mifrist in the soup in no small dosage. He said if I had consumed the entire bowl, Given my current condition, the baby would definitely not have survived. I burst into tears, sobbing so loudly that even the doctor was startled. Ethan rushed in. "Chloe, what's wrong?" Someone wants to harm our baby, Ethan. Someone wants to harm our child." I choked on my sobs, crying more and more hysterically, nearly fainting. Grandma Lou also rushed over. The doctor explained the situation. Ethan and Grandma's faces turned ashen. Even without an investigation, everyone knew Hannah was behind it. I cried and pleaded with Grandma. "Grandma, please save me, save me. The baby is 6 months old. I don't want to lose it. After all, it's the Lou family's bloodline. Please, I beg you, save it." Grandma gently patted my back, telling me to rest in my room. She would handle everything. Ethan followed me back to the room. "Ethan, what do I have to do for her to leave me alone? Since she found out I was pregnant, she's hit me and cursed me. I said I'd leave after giving birth. Why won't she just let me go?" Ethan flusteredly wiped away my tears. "Chloe, don't cry anymore. What do you want? I'll buy it for you, all right." "I don't want anything. I just want to be safe, me and the baby." I bit down hard on the back of my hand, full of immense resentment. Ethan asked, "Then how about I take you somewhere else to hide?" I looked at him and asked, "What's the use? We can't escape. She found me in less than a month. If you hadn't arrived in time, I would have died by her hand, Ethan. She won't let me go." As soon as I discovered I was pregnant, Ethan had indeed intended to take me away to hide. But Hannah immediately sensed something was wrong. She used all her resources to find me. When she discovered I was pregnant, she went mad, personally coming to beat me, trying to choke the baby in my womb. Fortunately, I had informed Ethan and Grandma beforehand, so she didn't succeed. Grandma, knowing I was carrying a boy, insisted on bringing me home to recuperate. In fact, the Lou family home was much safer than anywhere else. Over the past few years, Grandma's power had gradually waned, but she could still suppress the Lou family. As long as she wanted to protect me, Hannah wouldn't dare openly harm me. Ethan, softened by my tears, asked, "So, what do you want to do?" I held his hand, pleading, "Let's find a way to deal with her. Didn't the Lou group want to expand into the Southeast Asian market? Send her abroad. That way, she won't be able to see me, and she won't be able to harm me anymore." Ethan's face was full of difficulty, but she definitely won't agree. My lips pressed together, tears falling like rain, uncontrollable. "Ethan, you're the CEO of the Lou Group now, aren't you? You have the right to decide." Ethan paced the room, constantly puffing on his cigarette. "Chloe, it's not that I don't want to. My sister is stubborn. Even if I ordered her, she wouldn't go. I can't just send people to force her." "Why can't you?" I secretly scoffed. He was just too soft. Even though he always said he hated Hannah controlling him, he actually couldn't leave his sister. They were a peculiar pair of siblings, utterly intertwined. "Then how about you go to Thailand first? If you go there, she'll definitely follow you," I said, wiping my tears as if making a concession, looking at him with deep affection. "Ethan, for the sake of our child, I'll endure a little hardship. For now, you stay in Thailand with your sister. Don't worry about me. Grandma will take care of me. Go, you must go, otherwise my years of planning will crumble." Ethan hesitated a little. "Is that all right? Won't you be sad?" I embraced his neck, burying my head in his chest. "It's fine, it's only for a few months. Ethan, for our child, I can endure any grievance." He sighed, gently patting my back. "All right, I'll arrange for people to protect you. Chloe, I'll miss you." He greedily inhaled my scent. Of course, the perfume I used was specially formulated for him. Just as he was lost in my fragrance, Grandma's angry scolding echoed from downstairs. This time, Grandma was truly furious. It wasn't pity for me and the baby in my belly, but rather that she felt Hannah disregarded her authority, acting against me right before her eyes. Hannah thought I was just a maid, unworthy of bearing a child for the Lou family. But with just one sentence, Grandma shattered her. "Haven't you ruined enough suitable matches before? Do you want Ethan to have no descendants, to live a lonely old age like you?" Ethan, hearing Hannah's cries, quickly rushed downstairs to comfort Grandma. "Grandma, don't blame Sister. It's all my fault. Sister has sacrificed so much for me and the Lou family. What you're saying is too unfair to her." Hannah buried her head on her brother's shoulder, sobbing, completely unlike her usual arrogant and stubborn self. She could only be so weak and pitiful in front of Ethan. Grandma was considerably angry but still tried to calm herself. I don't care about anything else. This baby must be kept. You two can cause as much trouble as you want, but you are not allowed to harm the Liu family's bloodline. Grandma knew that once she passed away, Hannah would be even more unwilling to let other women near Ethan. Either the two of them would create an even bigger scandal, or the Liu family line would die out. Ethan seized the opportunity to suggest, "Sister and I are preparing to go to Thailand together to expand the market. Chloe can be left in Grandma's care, all right?" Hannah froze for a moment, wanting to object. Ethan took her hand and asked, "Sister, do you want to come with me?" Facing her brother's pleading eyes, Hannah couldn't utter a refusal. Grandma also felt that with Hannah gone, the house would be peaceful, so she agreed. Before she left, Hannah deliberately came to find me, staring at my belly. "You orchestrated this whole thing for Ethan, didn't you? I knew a woman like you was cunning and devious. But do you really think that just by getting rid of me and sending me abroad, you'll get what you want?" She smiled brilliantly, as if she could accomplish anything she desired, harm anyone she wanted. But she didn't realize she would never have the chance to return. I had prepared a huge, surprise gift for her in Thailand. Although Hannah had left, she brought her divorced cousin, Bell Ho, claiming she was there to take care of Grandma. Bell Ho was a knife in Hannah's hand. When Hannah first came to me, Bell Ho was also present. She even suggested Hannah cripple me directly to ensure no heir. I only narrowly escaped death when someone shouted that the police were coming. Bell Ho, upon arrival, quickly charmed Grandma, who happily agreed to let her stay. She gave me and Grandma each a jade pendant, claiming a master had blessed them and they were very effective. "I've been wearing it for half a year, Grandma. Don't you think I look radiant lately?" Grandma nodded, saying her complexion looked much better. I chuckled inwardly. "It's just Pico laser and miso injections. What does it have to do with jade?" She and Hannah clearly underestimated me. How could they give me anything good? But I happily accepted it. If I didn't take this jade, she'd just come up with another way to harm me. It was best to appease her first. That evening, while she was showering, I swapped our two pendants. They were so similar, an untrained eye truly couldn't tell the difference. When she saw me wearing the jade every day, she was indeed very pleased. She immediately called Hannah, bragging, "That little pauper, what does she know? She doesn't even realize it's fake. I told you in 3 months at most, she'll definitely get cancer and the baby in her belly won't survive. Don't worry, I've tried it before. My ex-husband's mistress died the same way." "Oh, Hannah, you're too polite. We're cousins." Looking at her face, twisted with excitement on the surveillance camera screen, my lips curved into a slight smile. The miniature pinhole camera worked perfectly, recording high-definition video and audio. I knocked on her door. She was staring at her account balance, smiling foolishly. Hannah must have given her money again. "It's late. What do you want?" Her face was full of displeasure, annoyed that I was bothering her. I smiled, opening my phone and playing the recorded video. "You bitch, how dare you secretly record me?" She lunged to snatch my phone. I was much taller than her. She couldn't reach it just by raising my hand. I asked, "Are you sure you want to alert the others?" She immediately calmed down, glaring at me fiercely. "What do you want? Why don't you invite me into your room to talk? It's easy for others to hear out here." Bell Ho gritted her teeth and invited me in, locking the door behind her, her eyes filled with murderous intent. Of course, I knew her intentions clearly, so I warned her first. "Don't have any bad ideas. There's a camera in your room. Every move you make will be recorded. If anything happens to me, my friends will hand the evidence over to the police. It's fine if you harm me, but if you harm the baby in my belly, Grandma and Ethan won't let you go." I gently stroked my pregnant belly. Now, this baby was my protective charm. Bell Ho was so furious she almost coughed up blood, pacing the room frantically. "You bitch! No wonder Hannah told me to be careful and wary of you. What do you want?" I sat down and smiled. "I want to cooperate with you." She paused in shock, then burst into scornful laughter. "Are you crazy? Me cooperate with a servant like you?" I calmly waited for her to finish laughing before speaking. "I'm carrying Ethan's only child. And the video and audio from just now, is that enough? What would your ex-husband do if he knew you killed the wife and child he loved most?" Bell Ho hadn't actually killed a homewrecker who seduced her ex-husband, but rather his new wife. Because Bell Ho was jealous of their happiness, she acted viciously. How pitiful that woman was, pregnant and suffering from a serious illness, dying in less than half a year, never knowing how she truly met her end. Bell Ho, in essence, was like Hannah, both twisted and cruel, but Bell Ho was much weaker than Hannah. As soon as she heard I wanted to expose her, she panicked. "Hannah will kill me." I scoffed. "Don't you understand her? Hannah will let you take the fall." Bell Ho fell silent. I had spent a lot of time investigating her relationship with Hannah. From childhood to adulthood, Bell Ho had always been Hannah's puppet, biting whoever she was told to. But if Bell Ho caused trouble, Hannah would only let her take responsibility. Think carefully. You're almost 50 years old, no children, your parents have passed away. You should start looking out for yourself a little. What do you think? I smiled, looking at her. But if I cooperate with you, Hannah will kill me. She was very afraid of Hannah. I smiled. If you cooperate with me, I can help you and your ex-husband reconcile. She looked disbelieving. Now he doesn't even want to see me. How could we reconcile? I stroked my belly. Did Ethan like me from the start? I'm just a small maid in the Liu family, not even considered beautiful. Why would he be so good to me? This is something everyone finds hard to understand. Even Ethan himself can't fully explain it. Bell Ho was moved. She still harbored feelings for her ex-husband. What method did you use to drug him? I chuckled. Even if there's a drug that makes men infatuated, it can't control their thoughts. I showed her the chat history between Ethan and me. When she discovered Ethan secretly cared for me, she finally couldn't remain calm. She said, "Ethan clearly told us he was drunk and confused when he was with you. How could this be? He actually lied to Hannah." She looked genuinely shocked. In her eyes, Ethan was Hannah's obedient darling, never daring to disobey Hannah. "Look, these aren't screenshots, these are real messages. I'll show you something else." I took out my most precious item, a pink diamond necklace. Bell Ho gasped, covering her mouth. "What is this? Is it real or fake?" "See for yourself," I said, handing her the necklace. She examined it carefully. "But Auntie said this necklace would be a family heirloom for Ethan's future wife. Ethan actually wants to marry you? He's crazy." Bell Ho was so shocked she stammered, questioning me repeatedly. But gradually, she began to believe me. "What kind of power do you have to make Ethan so infatuated?" I smiled without answering. This Bell Ho fish had taken the bait. Bell Ho asked what I wanted her to do. I only asked her not to help Hannah harm me and to ensure I gave birth safely. Seeing no danger, she immediately agreed. I gave her a bottle of True Love perfume. It's really effective. You'll know when you try it. That night, she went to see her ex-husband. The next morning, she came to me with a sweet face, brimming with joy. "It really worked. He kissed me. Chloe, are you a fairy? How can you make such an amazing perfume? If you sold it, you'd be rich." I smiled. "It can't be mass-produced. It's based on each person's DNA, using different, very complex formulas." She hugged the perfume bottle, her face dreamy. "With this perfume, he'll love me again. If only I had met you sooner." She looked at me with regret, especially when she saw my pregnant belly, her eyes filled with longing. A few days later, she came to me, saying her ex-husband wanted her to travel to Thailand, but Hannah had asked her to keep an eye on me, so she didn't dare go. I smiled. "As long as I don't say anything and Grandma doesn't say anything, she won't know. Don't worry, go and enjoy yourself. This is a good opportunity to win back your husband." Hearing this, she joyfully hugged me. "Chloe, you're truly too thoughtful. No wonder Ethan likes you. I like you too." Before she left, she glanced at the jade pendant on my neck, her expression a little hesitant, but she still didn't say anything. Good, now I can act without restraint. I took out another phone, dialed a number. "Are you ready? Everything's prepared." A deep male voice echoed from the other end. I hung up, took out the SIM card, and flushed it down the toilet. The next day, I was kidnapped. A ransom call came to the Liu family, demanding $10 million for my return. Grandma Liu immediately suspected Hannah was behind it, so she didn't call the police. Instead, she ordered Ethan to return immediately, strictly warning him not to alert Hannah. She knew her granddaughter too well. Once Hannah knew Grandma wanted to rescue me, she would definitely take direct action against me. Ethan, knowing I was kidnapped, and Bell Ho had also gone missing at the same time, also suspected Hannah had orchestrated Bell Ho to do it. He rushed back that night. At the same time, Hannah learned that Bell Ho had secretly gone to Thailand to meet her ex-husband. Furious, she immediately went to Thailand to confront Bell Ho. When she furiously stormed into Bell Ho's resort villa, the person she met was me. "Why are you here?" She was taken aback. I smiled, inviting her to sit down. "Coffee or tea?" "Where's Bell Ho?" she snapped. I poured her a cup of tea. "Don't rush, you'll meet her soon enough." She frowned, still unaware of the danger. Seeing the jade bracelet on my neck, she sneered, "Going abroad with that big belly? And Grandma is actually at ease." I didn't directly answer her question, but asked in return, "Haven't you always wished for me to meet with misfortune?" Hannah Lou scoffed. "HMPH, I hate pretentious women like you the most. If my brother were a penniless pauper, would you still go to such lengths to bear his child?" I shook my head. "Of course not." "You're at least honest. It's a pity Ethan is so foolish, still thinking you love him so much. In this world, only I truly love him. Women like you only love the Lou family's money." Hannah Lou glared at me, full of indignation. I smiled. "I'm not like them. Whether Ethan has money or not, I don't love him." She paused for a moment, not expecting me to say that. I kindly explained to her, "The reason I've gone to such lengths is not for him, but for you." She was utterly stunned, her brows almost twisting together. "What do you mean?" I chuckled softly. "Do you still remember the maid you pushed down the stairs to her death 6 years ago?" Her face suddenly changed, then she stared at me as if her eyes could kill. You're her daughter, you had plastic surgery." She was indeed very intelligent, worthy of being someone who had wielded the Lou family's power for so many years. Realizing the danger, she quickly called for help. "Guards, come here." No one paid her any mind. I smiled. "Go ahead and scream. If anyone pays attention to you, I lose." She shouted several more times, but no one responded. She pulled out her phone, intending to make a call, but unfortunately there was no signal. "You bitch, what do you want?" She glared at me fiercely. "If you dare touch me, I'll make sure you die without a burial place." Still trying to threaten me at this point? I smiled and nodded. "Between us, yes, one will die without a burial place. Guess who?" She grabbed the teacup from the table and threw it at me. I easily dodged it. Several burly men entered and restrained her. Let me go, let me go." Hannah Lou struggled violently. "Ava Nguyen, how dare you lay a hand on me? Ethan won't spare you." I laughed, walked over, and slapped her face hard several times. Then I squeezed her chin, forcing her to look into my eyes. "Why did you kill my mother? What did my mother do to you?" Hannah Lou spat in my face. "You and your mother both deserve to die. Who told her not to know her place and break the perfume Ethan bought for me? I just gave her a push. She was weak and fell down the stairs. It was her pathetic fate, nothing to do with me." She finished, letting out a sinister chuckle, then added, "Actually, when she fell, she managed to grab onto the railing. She could have survived. She even begged me to save her, saying her daughter was waiting for her." At that moment, I heard it, but I don't know why I felt so angry. So I used a piece of glass to stab the back of her hand. Tusk, you wouldn't believe how pitiful she looked when she fell." The more she spoke, the more excited she became, her eyes burning with a crazy fire, showing no remorse whatsoever. I picked up a shard from the broken teacup on the floor and without hesitation, slashed her face. You foul bitch, you're dead. I'll tear you to pieces." I looked at her, a thought flashing through my mind, kill her right now. But someone grabbed my hand, stopping me. "Ava, don't." My eyes were bloodshot, my whole body trembling. "She killed my mother. I want to avenge my mother with my own hands." Daniel Shen gently but firmly took the broken shard from my hand. He shook his head at me. "Ava, don't dirty your hands. Besides, letting her die like that would be too easy for her." Hannah Lou, seeing Daniel Shen, roared, "Daniel Shen, why are you here? Where's Bell Ho? How do you know Ava who?" Her heart was filled with suspicion. Daniel Shen was Bell Ho's ex-husband, another unfortunate soul whose family was destroyed by Hannah Lou and Bell Ho. He sat down, lit a cigarette, took a deep drag, then remembered I was pregnant and put out the cigarette. "The two of you will meet in a moment. Chloe and I are merely avengers, fellow sufferers. You should understand why I'm seeking revenge on you." A flicker of panic appeared in Hannah Lou's eyes. "Your wife and child were killed by Bell Ho. It has nothing to do with me." Daniel Shen gritted his teeth. "Then what about my sister? Did that have nothing to do with you either?" Hannah Lou fell silent. "It was your grandma who wanted Ethan to pursue my sister. My sister knew nothing at all, hadn't even decided to seriously date Ethan. But just because Ethan received a gift, you found people to rape her. How can there be such a wicked woman in this world? Even though he tried to control himself, Daniel Shen's trembling hands betrayed the fury in his heart. Because of this senseless tragedy, Daniel Shen's sister jumped to her death. It was also because of this incident that Daniel Shen divorced Bell Ho. Bell Ho was Hannah's accomplice, but he never expected that even after divorcing, he still couldn't escape the evil clutches of Bell Ho and Hannah Liu. He had finally managed to escape the shadow, remarry, and build a happy family, only for Bell Ho to destroy it again. Hannah Liu still hadn't grasped the severity of the situation. She foolishly provoked Daniel Shen and me. "What are you doing, taking me hostage? I don't believe pathetic people like you dare to kill. As long as I'm not dead, you'll be the ones who die. Even if you dare to kill, with the Liu family's power, they'll find you sooner or later. It's best you let me go now, than hide like rats in the sewer otherwise." She didn't finish her sentence before receiving a mighty kick from me. The kick directly knocked out 2 of her front teeth, blood streaming from her open mouth, a truly disgusting sight. She screamed like a mad woman, cursing and threatening to kill me. Every time she cursed, I kicked her again. First, I kicked her face to pieces, then I broke her ribs. Still not satisfied, I grabbed a chair and broke both her arms and legs. If Daniel Shen hadn't stopped me, I would have kept hitting her until every bone in her body was shattered. Seeing Hannah Liu lying on the ground, barely breathing, all the accumulated resentment in my heart finally found release. "Take her away," Daniel Shen ordered the men. "Where are you taking me?" Hannah Liu was finally terrified. I smiled at her. "Northern Myanmar. Bell Ho has been waiting for you there for a long time, but you might not recognize her anymore. She wears a jade pendant just like mine." I took off the jade pendant from my own neck. Her eyes flashed with a sinister gloom. "You'll face retribution. Both you and your son will die horrible deaths." "No, we won't," I laughed brightly. "I swapped the highly radioactive jade with Bell Ho's. My child and I will be healthy and safe. He will become the future master of the Liu group. Oh, I forgot to tell you, this baby isn't Ethan's either. He's from a sperm bank." I reveled in Hannah Liu's mad screams. She truly had tenacious vitality, screaming even after being beaten like that. But I didn't think she'd scream for much longer. In the hell of northern Myanmar, she wouldn't survive for more than 3 months. Next, it was Ethan's turn. Daniel Shen took charge of delivering Bell Ho and Hannah Liu to northern Myanmar. He said he wanted to personally witness those 2 beasts suffer torture until death, ensuring they had no chance of escape. I returned to Harbor City, calmly waiting for the Liu family to find me. The one who came to pick me up was Ethan Liu. Seeing me, frail and bruised, imprisoned in a dark basement, he had a look of guilt on his face. "Chloe, I'm sorry, I came too late." He carefully carried me up. I looked delicate and weak. "Ethan, am I dreaming? No, I'm here to save you." His voice was hoarse. My tears streamed down as I choked out, "It was Bell Ho. Quickly call the police and arrest her." Ethan's eyes flickered. "Chloe, everything's all right now. I'll take you to the hospital first." He avoided the subject of calling the police. He believed all this was orchestrated by Hannah. If the police were called, Hannah would surely be exposed. I chuckled inwardly. If I hadn't exploited his unconditional desire to protect Hannah, this plan might not have succeeded. Just like that year, if Ethan hadn't gone to such lengths to protect her, the Liu family wouldn't have mobilized so many resources to help Hannah escape justice. When Ethan received news of Hannah's disappearance, he wasn't too concerned. He thought Hannah and Bell Ho had gone into hiding to avoid the storm. Plus, feeling guilty towards me, he didn't actively contact Hannah. Thus, he missed the best opportunity to rescue her. By the time he realized he truly couldn't contact Hannah, a month had passed. He panicked, frantically wanting to go to Thailand. Of course, I didn't let him. "Ethan, the doctor said I'm due soon. Can you stay by my side and let someone else go look for your sister?" Ethan refused. "No, I can't. I have a bad feeling. Something must have happened to my sister. I have to go personally." I cried, pleading with him. "Ethan, if you're not here, I'll be so scared. You can't even help me when I'm giving birth. Please stay here obediently." Ethan pushed my hand away, determined to go. At this moment, Grandma Liu appeared just in time and also advised him. "I've already sent people to Thailand to investigate. There will be news soon." You going there won't help anything. In truth, Grandma didn't care about Hannah's life or death. She was fed up with Hannah controlling Ethan. The bizarre sibling relationship between Hannah and Ethan had made the Liu family a laughingstock in high society. This was also why Grandma didn't care about Hannah's disappearance. But Ethan wouldn't listen. He was utterly frantic now. No matter what, I have to go myself. Maybe she's just angry with me, deliberately disappearing. If I go find her, she might calm down. He was like a child abandoned by his mother, trying every way to please her. Grandma Liu couldn't stop him, only sighing and comforting me. Chloe, don't be sad. Try hard to give birth to this baby. In the future, this child will be the Liu family's future. She had chosen to give up on her grandson Ethan and focus on nurturing her great-grandson. A few days later, Ethan left. Grandma received news that Hannah Liu and Bell Ho might have been kidnapped by people in northern Myanmar. They were negotiating to see if they could rescue them. Soon, Daniel Shen arranged for someone to send pictures of Bell Ho and Hannah Liu. They were truly horrific. The moment Grandma saw the photos, she suffered a heart attack. She was rushed to emergency, but due to her advanced age and weak health, she didn't survive. Ethan was forced to return from Thailand to arrange Grandma's funeral. When he accidentally saw the tragic photos of Hannah, he collapsed. He screamed, wanting to destroy the northern Myanmar criminal syndicate. Of course, I strongly supported him. Ethan, you must avenge your sister and Grandma. It's too tragic, truly too tragic. I cried even more hysterically than him. Ethan embraced me, sobbing uncontrollably. Less than 3 days after I gave birth, Ethan drafted a will. If he encountered any danger, everything of the Liu family would belong to our son. Before our son came of age, I would be the representative managing the assets. He, meanwhile, fully dedicated himself to the mission of destroying the criminal syndicate in northern Myanmar. It must be said that Ethan's feelings for Hannah were still very genuine. He spent 3 years and a huge amount of financial resources to destroy some hideouts of the criminal syndicate in northern Myanmar. Unfortunately, he never found Hannah. Hannah wasn't dead. Daniel Shen regularly sent updates about Hannah's deteriorating condition to Ethan. Ethan's condition worsened significantly. He suffered from severe depression, his mind on the verge of collapse. Those close to him said he often stayed awake all night, indulged in alcohol, and abused drugs. Ethan even proposed marriage to me, offering me a legitimate status. I refused. Let's wait until you find your sister before we talk about it. Without your sister's blessing, I'll always feel uneasy. You know, she always hated me. My understanding and compassionate words deeply moved him. He transferred 5% of his shares to me, saying it was to compensate me for my sacrifices over the years. I successfully entered the board of directors of the Liu Group. With my exceptional abilities, I gradually established a foothold in the corporation. Ethan's condition worsened significantly. He couldn't go out normally, confining himself to his home, frequently losing control. He was forced to use psychiatric medication to manage his illness, but the damage to his body became increasingly severe. I called Daniel Shen. I haven't contacted you in years, give him a quick end. He's suffered enough torture. Daniel Shen chuckled coldly. Do you pity him? I was silent. It's not pity, I just feel Ethan doesn't deserve such a fate. Then Daniel Shen sent me a video of Bell Ho and Hannah Liu. In the video, the two of them argued, blaming each other, and revealed many things that Daniel Shen and I hadn't known. Finally, Bell Ho blurted out a secret I was completely unaware of. You and your brother are both perverts. You even lied to Ava Nguyen, saying you killed her mother because she broke perfume. The truth is, she accidentally witnessed your disgusting affair with Ethan. Ethan wanted to silence her, to cut off the roots entirely. You two even went to Ava Nguyen's maternal and paternal grandmother's homes and burned both families to death. My ears buzzed. The truth was even more disgusting than anything I had imagined. Both Liu siblings were guilty. I turned my head, looking back at Ethan's closed room door. He was wailing tragically inside, banging his head against the wall. I called the medical staff to go in and stop him. Don't die so easily. Live well, live in suffering, live in your own hell.